Here is a practice video for the Haydn Concerto in G Major. This is the cadenza, starting at measure 111. So I'm going to go through this part by part. So we're going to start with the triplets here after that fermata. Let's go through it with 3 notes slurred first through the end of that line slowly, and then I'll show you what you're aiming for. So we're going to go triplet, triplet. Okay, now as we're going to speed it up, I'm going to just slur 6 notes to the bow instead of the 12 for the first measure. And as with the cadenza, you can play around with, the speed and the style, the dynamics. So this is what you're going to kind of aim for this first line. And then that's going to lead you into the next line. So you notice I slowed down a little bit at the end of the first measure, started slow, and then did an accelerando through the end of the second measure. All right, so now into the second line. You've got some chords to worry about now. So right at the beginning of the second line, you're going to go to third position, put your 1 on the G string for the C, have it also on the D string for the G, and then the 2 on the E. And the first one, of course, is the grace note, so it's going to go. So I kind of just flip my first finger over from the G string as soon as I'm done with it. Now stay in third position for the next 4 notes. And now you have again the 1-1 like you had before, but this time change it to a low 2 for E flat. Stay in third position still for E flat low 3. And now just stretch out your pinky for an extended 4 to play this as a harmonic, like that. Then first position, low 2, 3, 3, so 3 on the D string and A string. Notice how I'm playing the first note by itself and then the top 2 together. Go to third position. Back down to first, 1, high 2 on A, and then a 3. So your fingers are a little crisscrossed right there. Okay, and then the last 4 notes. So just leave the 1 down and add the 3. So in time, that will sound like this. And you can slow down a little bit for those last 3 measures, or last 4 notes. Okay, so now we're up to the chords. There we go. So now we're up to the chord, the scales coming up. You're going to start on an F sharp and a D. It's a little hard for me to get that in tune, reaching for my 4th finger, so you could also shift up to second position and play the F sharp with a 1, and then the D with a 3. I kind of treat that as a fermata, and then you're going to play the F sharp just by itself, change to an up bow for the rest of the slur up, down, and then we're going to change to another up, I believe, I have to look at my own copy, for the next big scale. And just like with the first line, you're going to play around with slowing down and speeding up. So first of all, here's just the notes, just play them one at a time. So here's your F sharp and D, hold it like a fermata. Hold the F sharp by itself, sorry, tuning. Go to third position for your 1, and then you're ready for the next line. So in time, here's what that would sound like. So here's that next measure. Then we and then the C right there. So yeah, long bow, but practice it so you can get your fingers nice and quick, just a scale. And now we're at the largamente. Largamente means to stretch out, to have a big sound. So lots of bow here. You're just going to do, here's the first 3 groups of 16ths. First. And now here's where your double stops start. So if you notice, you just have a 16th note on the top with your very first 16th on the bottom. So that will sound together, but then the next 8th, 16th note is all by itself. So let's figure out what these notes are. You're going to do a low 2 and a 4. Okay, again, just straighten your pinky out, have that low 2, big stretch. Then a 3, 2, 2 together, open A. 1 and 3, 2, 1 and 1 together, 3. Together. Now you're going to go to third position, 1 on A, 3 on D, 2, 1, 1, first position, low 2 in A, 3. Now this is a weird one. You have C natural with an F sharp, so you're going to do a low 3 for the F sharp with your low 2, little crisscross, then open D. Okay, so practice it really slow. Make sure you can go evenly from one double stop to the next single note and so on. And then that part will sound like this. And notice it's very small underneath, but you do slur, separate for the bowing. All right, so now the next part, you've got the little dashed line, the last part of this measure. Same pattern as before, it just looks a little bit different. So now you have a 1 and 3, F sharp, 2 on G. It's the same on top all the way through. Low 4 for your C sharp, open D. 2, 3, low 4, and then you get to the last. And again, if you want to use an open D instead of a 4 there, you can do that. So let's go through that whole line right there. So this is measure 116, right where it says largamente. Here's the whole line as it would be performed. So you can see the accelerando through there, stretch out the last 4 16ths for the ritardando, and now we're in the last couple measures of the cadenza. So this is just an arpeggio. Let's do that chord again at 119. This is the last line of the cadenza. Note by note, you're going. Third position. And then in time, it would be. Notice how I sped up a little bit through there, make it more exciting. And now your last group of 8th notes, you've got a 4 in third position. Then you're going up to 6th position. That's a G, then a 2 for your E, third position. Sorry, that should have been a 1. And now down to first position, you've got a 3 and a 4, 2, 3, 1, 2. And now for this last chord, you're going to go up to second position, open D, 1, 2, trill to a 3, just on the E string. Up bow, here's your grace notes, 1, 3, 2, and down to first position for your last chord. All right, so here is that last line of the cadenza, 119 to the end. So cadenzas, of course, are up to interpretation as far as what you're doing with the tempos, dynamics, all of that. So I'm going to play it all the way through just as my interpretation, and then you can take it from there and do what you think sounds good. So here's the whole cadenza now. I'm going to start at 111 with the fermata and go down to the end.